Hi everyone, and thanks so much for joining us today. We're here with COO of Tourvest Travel Services, Claude von Keirsbilck, and we're going to be talking about a new subscription model for the industry. Thanks so much for joining us today, Claude.
Welcome, Sarah. Thank you.
Great. So I understand that up until recently, most TMCs have been making use of transactional models. Why are you suggesting that the industry move forward into a subscription model, and how would this safeguard us moving forward?
Yeah, Sarah, so I mean, look, this crisis that we are sitting in has completely devastated our industry, particularly the travel management industry. And, it certainly made us all think about what are our lives going to look like sort of post the pandemic. Not to say that the pandemic's going to go away, but we've now fortunately in a situation where international borders have opened up, and we're going to start seeing transactions moving along. We're going to start seeing customers wanting to travel again. So we've had about 6 months to really look at ourselves internally, reset our business, and as an organization, whilst we've obviously had devastating blows to our business in the sense that we've had to let go of some really good people, unfortunately. We've also used this time to work on product development, and we're in the process of launching some really exciting products for our customers. And we've had to say, what kind of commercial model are we going to look at going forward as an organization? Now, we talk about the subscription-based or a license fee type model. I mean, we've developed our own proprietary technology. So we're in complete control of the revenue stream that we need to generate for this technology. And a subscription type model seems to be the one that's going to be in the best interest of both parties, being the customer and ourselves. Look, in the past, there have been various types of models around. There have been the transaction fee models. There have been the management fee models. There have been the models where you pay for direct operating expenses and then have a fee based on usage, etc. So there have been a number of models around. The management fee model has been in play for many, many years, and it's a model that seems to have been phasing out since the transaction fee models have come to the fore. Now, obviously, an organization like us is largely driven by market forces and what customers are prepared to commercialize in terms of what they want to pay for their travel management. But at the same time, when COVID started and the 27th of March dawned upon us, we realized that the transaction fee model just really killed us as a business. I mean, we were doing a lot of work for our customers post the 27th of March and just not earning any revenue at all. So, and I don't think any customer would sit there honestly and say that that's a kind of model they want to pursue going forward, where you're doing a whole lot of work, but you're not earning any revenue. I mean, it's got to be a win-win scenario. So I really believe that a subscription type model, and maybe that's not the right terminology going forward, and I'm sure we'll come up with a terminology for the model, but a model like that where you can bundle in services and products, and then at least an organization can quite accurately budget going forward in terms of what it's going to cost for their travel program, and we as an organization will be able to safeguard revenue to keep us going, in case we sit with situations and scenarios like we've just played out.
So why did the management model, which is obviously quite similar to a current subscription model, why did that phase out in favor of the transactional model a few years back?
Look, it hasn't totally phased out. We have quite a few customers that still operate on a transaction fee model, and I think it really it boiled down to for an organization to be able to record at point of sale. So the fee at point of sale, rather, a lot of companies operate where divisions or cost centers have to recognize the cost of travel within their own P&Ls, for example. So it was easy to record the cost of a fee within a division at the point of sale. Other companies who have chosen to continue with the management fee model continue to pay for that management fee and then cost it out to their divisions, the usage of the resources that they have built into a management fee. So I think it was just a natural evolution because companies were finding it easier to record the cost of a fee within their organizations. But yeah, as I say, it was a model that quickly moved ahead. But as COVID came along, it certainly showed its frailties for the industry and for an industry like ourselves.
And I suppose with technology, as you say, sort of almost a licensing fee is also easier for a corporate to understand, and that sort of move back towards a monthly payment when they're making use of systems that you've spent time and money developing.
Yes, exactly. Yes. Look, I mean, like I say, we're in a fortunate position in that we've developed our own technology, and we're able to commercialize that how we feel we need to, and we don't have to rely on third parties to determine what the commercialization of that model looks like. So we're in a slightly fortunate position as a TMC that we have our own products that we've developed. Yeah.
So have any negotiations started with this sort of commercialization in mind, or is this something that will start post 1 October as the borders reopen when you start talking to your corporates again?
Yeah, look, I think it's still early days. I think everyone's just trying to appreciate what they've seen in the last 6 months and how the new normal might look like, post 1 October, I'd say. Although having said that, I mean, I've been spending a lot of time engaging American Express Global Business Travel, and at a global level, these are discussions that are being had with customers right now. As you know, this is not unique to South Africa. Obviously, at a global level, the same conversations are happening. And I do think that there is a high appreciation from the corporates out there, clients out there, that have realized and have seen the devastation that has taken place within our industry. So it's a lot more of an open conversation that's being had. I mean, at the end of the day, you're sitting with a client right now where you have a contract in place. It has certain terms. So maybe, time is going to for those contracts to evolve or come to their term, and then you can start having renegotiations. But I can tell you that there are some high-level conversations being had with customers where these kind of conversations are happening. So I think it'll take a bit of time. But I think there's no better time than now to start having those conversations, because at the end of the day, we want to ensure that as an organization, we don't get caught like we have, in the past 6 months, and that if God forbid we sit in a situation like this again, that we've at least protected our revenues so that we can withstand a pandemic like we have now in terms of revenue streams and being able to sustain ourselves and to come out of it. We've been fortunate, that we're still standing at this point in time. And thank goodness that we can now start seeing our borders opening, that business can start happening, but we still do not have a vision of what that looks like. And our corporates are telling us they want to travel. I mean, it was literally seconds after the president announced 1st of October opening, and we started getting communication from our customers saying, we want to start traveling. What does that look like? So some really positive signs, but what does that look like? We don't know yet.
Well, that all sounds very positive and such a visionary idea. Thank you so much for joining us, Claude, and for talking to Travel News.
You're welcome, Sarah. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thanks.